Whether it be my story or my guest stories, we all share parts of the human experience. In our own ways, we have all faced triumph and challenges, both joy and pain, both gratitude and grief. My life changed forever on October 11, 2019, the day I had a stroke. It had a ripple effect, not only for me, but also for those I cherish. Through grace, we are here today to pay it forward. It's my mission to focus on what brings us together and help people find their path through life stories.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Kim.
How are you?
Good.
Thank you for sitting down with me.
You're welcome.
I think this is a good point to tell the viewers a little bit about you, how
Okay.
we got here, why we're here, and why we're doing all this. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's start with you. Who are you? Tell me a little bit about Lori.
My name is Lori Corken. I am a realtor. I am a mother of 2 kids. One is you. I have a daughter, Katie. I'm a business owner.
Yep.
That's it.
What are you going to be?
A speaker.
A public speaker?
Yes, a public speaker.
Soon to take over Colorado.
Yes.
Perfect. And if you had a promo poster for when you're coming to town, you're coming to the newest business in town and you're going to come talk to me.
You're not going to like my answer.
What's on the
Vote
poster?
for me for president.
Vote for you for president.
Yes.
That's all it's going to say on it? Vote for Lori?
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Okay.
That's the moral of the story.
Tell me more about that.
So, I had a stroke October of 2019, and I lost my voice. I had always preached, what happens if you get hit by the bus and you can't speak? But it was me who got hit by the bus.
Yep. That was a very telling day for all of us.
Yes, very telling.
So how have things changed since that day?
I'm more sensitive. So, in my prior life, I was so busy going. When I had the stroke, I had to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And the telltale sign was 3 weeks before I had the stroke, I had a dream that I had a stroke, and I knew nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody was trying to tell me, hey, slow down.
Yep.
But it took me having the stroke to do that.
So when that happened and you actually had the stroke, did you know what you were going through because you had the dream beforehand?
I had shared it with your sister, Katie,
Mm-hmm.
the dream.
Yep.
So when I tried to text her, I'm having a stroke. I think I'm having a stroke. She called me back and I couldn't speak. And she said, hang up, Mom. I'm going to call 911.
And I'm very glad she did.
Me too.
So then everything stopped.
Really stop.
Rushed to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And just as you do, obviously you didn't take a break while you were going through all this, right?
No.
There's no slowing Lori down, right?
Correct.
So what did you do in the hospital?
Well, first, I had to let go because I had to trust, and I watched everybody talk for me. Katie, my daughter, mini-me, Kathy, my assistant at the time, my heart, and Rachel, all business. And then I got to my room, and I had a wonderful nurse, and I just called her bitch because those are the only words I could say.
So what did we learn about curse words?
They stay with you no matter what.
Yes, those do not go away.
Yes.
They're attached to your emotions, not
Yes.
to your speech. So you come out of the hospital, we come home, family's all here, trying to navigate how to recover, how to get back into work, but also how to take a break from work and really focus on yourself. What'd you do and how'd you do it?
I couldn't understand why I just couldn't come back to work. My brain was tired, and I didn't know that. And they didn't give me a handbook for what a stroke was. So I went upon my merry way to try to figure it out.
There's never a handbook in this life.
No.
We learned that the hard way.
Yes.
So now we're almost 2 years later.
Yep.
After trying to create a handbook on how to recover and how to get back into all this.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? What's changed? And what's the new Lori look like?
So the lesson I learned from no handbook and trying to explain to the public what happened to me, I was embarrassed. I had never been embarrassed. I talk slow, and I had to get the courage. And I found that if I was able to be vulnerable with a person, they would be vulnerable back.
Yeah.
And all I could think about was, have you been sitting with this your whole life? Because I had a stroke, okay? I'm sitting with it for 2 years, but your whole life? Do you want to just tell somebody?
So that really segues into why this series is called The Power of a Voice.
Yes.
Some people just need an avenue to talk.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story, and I think this is a great series to really share their stories and share the things that some people might not want to talk about. But you've been through an experience where you're opening people up and you're willing to talk with them about it, and you're giving them a platform to do it.
And it's not just my story. Again, everybody has a story, and it doesn't have to be an illness.
Yep.
It could be a family event, an event in life that makes them turn. And my goal is, if I can share my story and another person's story, and one person is moved, I've done my job.
So is that the goal behind the series?
Yes.
Is to move one person?
Okay, maybe 2, but okay.
2, maybe 3,
Yeah.
maybe 4.
And empower people. So when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a teacher, and my mom said no. But oddly enough, I'm trying to teach in a different way.
So from myself and from all the people you've impacted, thank you for starting this series.
Thank you.
I think it's going to be very impactful, the conversations you're having. What is the lasting impact you want to leave on these people that are watching? Is there a message you want them to take away from it?
Well, my speech, as you can hear, is not perfect. And to this day, when I struggle with words, people look at me like, she's stupid, what's coming out of her mouth? But I forge ahead, and you can forge ahead. Don't be embarrassed, right?
Yeah. So I think when I think about this series, it's talking to people that are rushing through life and making all these great impacts. But it takes some time to step back and really reflect and think about all they've been through. Think about whether it be, like you said, something traumatic or something as simple as I made this great business step and look where I am today. But it really takes you slowing down and understanding all that you've been through to get there. Right?
Well, I'm on a mission. I don't know why, but I'm really like, this is my path.
Okay. What's that mission?
To help other people. Just to say, you can do it. You have a voice. Don't be ashamed. So the immediate impact of the stroke was I didn't even think twice that I use my voice all day. I couldn't talk on the phone.
Yeah.
I confuse yes with no.
That was a big one. That was a very big one to try and get through together.
Yes, no, I mean yes.
Did you take the medicine the doctor told you to? Yes. No. Maybe.
And I was concerned about the impression that I made for you and Katie, because that was is a memory that I can't erase.
Yeah. And since those 2 years ago, look at all that we've done.
Well, and another thing, when we came home, everybody said to me, "You talk too fast anyway. Why didn't you tell me before?"
They'll tell you that after the fact. Well, I think your clients and your friends and your family have really seen the true side of you, the side that was always shadowed by business or wanting to grow or wanting to get bigger and better, and to really truly see Lori and all that you have to offer. So when I think about your promo poster, I think about this loving, sensitive badass that comes into everybody's life and makes a big impact and a lasting impact. That's why business is successful, is because you make an impact in people's lives. That's why your friendships are successful. It's because you really make an impact in people's lives and you care for them and truly do. And I think that's why this will be successful. It's because you're truly caring about the people that you have on this show and their message that they want to get out, as well as how it's going to impact the viewers and the audience and the great people watching this.
Thank you.
It's really going to make an impact. That's my promo poster for you. You don't have to hang it up. You can put it to the side and you can do yours. You can stick with the vote for Lori.
Thank you.
I'll just put it behind the scenes and slide it to the guy running the tickets.
You asked me what my legacy would be.
Mm-hmm.
That I made a difference.
Mm-hmm. To who? You made a difference to who?
To you, Katie, my friends, people I don't know, just by doing, just by being.
Just by being you.
Yeah, I am happy that I can be me.
I think you is great.
Before or after, I don't know.
Both. Two different sides.
Yeah.
So with that legacy and with that impact that you're making on people, do you want them to go spread the word? Do you want them to just be better people internally? Do you want them to focus on themselves more? Is there a driving impact that you want these people to really feel?
One person makes a difference. So, like telephone tag, if I can help somebody and they pay it forward, that's how it all starts.
And when you say pay it forward, what do you mean?
Oh my God, I can't say that word, forward. Okay.
It's one of the tricky words, is forward.
Just like you see a person pay for your coffee at Starbucks. Random kindness.
Yeah. In life or in business or in just your
a laugh,
everyday relationships.
A hug, just being able to listen and having grace and compassion.
And that grace is the real driving factor.
Yes.
It's what we're missing in this world, and that's what you're trying to bring to it. And that's the word. It's all about grace.
It is.
So why grace?
Because I didn't have grace before. I was too busy. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. But people have afforded me grace, and I have learned what grace really means.
And now, what would you say you are?
Trying to hurry up again, but I can't. My brain and my life won't let me, but I'm being taught the lesson of grace every day by you being here, Katie being around us, my friends, and while maybe my voice will or will not get better, that is a reminder of grace.
And it's the power of a voice, not the power of a perfect voice. The power of what you can give out and what grace you can show to other people and make that impact. You don't need to scream. You don't need to rush to get out of the way. You just need to be able to show grace to people.
Yeah.
So, being your kid, being your coworker, being all of the above, I know passion is what really drives you, whether it be reading in school programs, real estate, helping your relationships and your friends. Passion is your true motivator. So what's your new passion? What is your continued passion?
Well, my passion has always and will remain kids. Their eyes light up. So, I like to read to kids. And I'm grateful that I can do that again.
Yep.
My passion is to support you and your sister, be happy, talk, and be able to just share this message. It's not like if you do A, B, and C, D will happen. You just have to listen and want to listen.
Okay. Tell me more about the want to listen.
Everybody has a story, right? It's a shame that people don't even have one person to share that story with, or they bury it. And I find it ironic that I would be the one they shared it with, but maybe it's the warmth, the hug, the handicap that I have. I don't know.
The grace.
Their grace.
The grace that you're showing to other people that really makes them open up.
Yep.
Which I think is a great transition into this series. Is all these people you have on, you're showing them grace, and all the people that hopefully want to come on the series eventually, how you're going to show them grace.
Cameron, will. Okay.
Will. All these people that will, say it to the camera. All the people that will. All the people that will come on the series.
Yep.
To show them grace and really give them an opportunity to speak about themselves and speak about other people and what moves them.
And I have learned doing this series, it's hard for people to admit fault. So that I can say, okay, when I first started speaking, my line was, I'm not stupid, I'll just talk slow. But, that shows that it was hard for me to say that.
Yeah.
So, but now, I'm not stupid, really, but I talk slow, bumbled. But to show that everybody has an experience that they either can or cannot overcome and can or cannot share.
Yeah. But even if they can or cannot overcome that story or share that story, there's still something to take from that, right?
Yeah.
So whether it's something good or something bad in that story, there's always a piece that will drive you forward.
Correct.
Right?
Let's talk about how I felt when I saw our first series and how I sounded.
Yep. Well, not only our first series, this is, whether it be for business or public speaking, we've done a couple of these over the 2 years since the recovery started. You always get to watch the playback. You always get to have the master edit. How does it feel?
It reminds me that I had a stroke. And I think I'm doing, okay, you're always hardest on yourself. I'm reminded that I have yet to go.
Yep.
So I go to a gazillion doctors and I ask them each, listen to this, what's wrong? What's wrong? So it's my speech therapist says, you've come so far. And my acupuncturist said, you have a handicap from your stroke.
So,
I was knocked off my throne.
Yeah. Because you were knocked off of it because you watched it. Obviously, you're getting back up on that throne because it only takes a day or so, right?
Yeah.
But there's still the lasting impact of the stroke. Do you know the medical term for what's left there? And what is it?
Aphasia.
Okay. What is aphasia?
This is like a test.
It's like a test?
Yeah. Aphasia is my wheels are going fast. I'm searching for a word, but the word isn't coming out fast enough. So I find an alternative word.
Will you pass the test?
Thank you.
That is the right answer.
Yeah.
So obviously speaking is the biggest piece of your previous life and your new life, but it's also your hardest challenge and your biggest hurdle that you're still working on and overcoming. With that being such a hard piece of your life, why do you want to focus on that? Why do you want to become a public speaker if that's the hardest part?
As the teacher for challenges, I'm running into the fire. And if I don't, I'll always have a secret
Okay.
kept inside of me.
So you're going to run through that fire and work on the recovery as you go? Or is it to show that you're still progressing and getting through it?
All of the above.
Okay.
Okay, you know me. You're my kid.
I know you. I think I've seen you around the grocery store a time or two, right? So you're not going to stop. You're going to keep running straight on through the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's bold and brave of you to do that. But everybody that's watching, what do you want them to take away from that? You're showing them that they can do it and run through it, but what do you want them to take away?
Run through it.
Run through all of life's challenges?
Yep, because I still speak funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still afraid to stand in the front of the room. I see how people look at me when I don't speak too well.
Mm-hmm.
But yet I'm going, right?
Yeah. And you're pushing forward.
Yes.
And with that, you're being vulnerable and showing your true self, and that you're willing to stand in front of that class. While you might not have all the notes in front of you, you're willing to stand up there, right?
Correct. When I say run through the fire,
Mm-hmm.
what I mean is show other people that you can do it. I'm amazed when people say, you've come so far and you've done a good job. You can do a good job, right?
Yeah. So what about your progress has shown you that you can run through that fire?
Well, I'm learning to slow my brain down a little.
Little by little.
Little by little. Listening to other people. Continue to seek out what is going to make me better.
Mm-hmm.
And to take what other people perceive my stroke is not personal.
Okay.
So the line is, you don't look like you had a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? What does that look like? And people are afraid to just, you look good. Okay. I don't talk good, but okay.
Yeah, they don't want to dive deep into it.
Correct. They're afraid.
But that takes courage to take that on with every person you talk to and every new situation and every new setting you get into.
Mm-hmm.
It takes courage to fight that head on and run through that fire each and every time, right?
Exactly.
You run into every fire.
Mm-hmm.
You have the courage to face everybody head on. Is it worth it?
Definitely. Because I'm still your mother. I'm still Katie's mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to learn something new every day. And if I can affect my friends, my family, strangers to learn one thing a day,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. I don't want anybody to have this experience or any other harmful experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm blessed that I have the strength to teach you.
Yeah. So we're running with this series so people don't have to go through the trauma piece of it.
Yeah.
They can grab the lessons and
Yeah,
lead a better life because of that.
correct. Not being able to talk was the best lesson. that
Because
I-
why?
I have a big mouth. Kathy, my assistant, knew how much I loved to read to kids. So the second day I was in the hospital, she asked if her daughter could read to me. So her daughter crawled in my bed and read me a book, and I just cried. Like, to be so fortunate to have a voice. To spread the word, just one person. Don't be afraid. Run into the fire. And you know what? We all make mistakes.
Mm-hmm. But you learn something from those mistakes, right?
Hopefully. Yes.
Hopefully you learn something from each one of them.
Yep.
And you don't have to go through the trauma. But you go through and drive to a better life or a quicker way to get there, showing grace, showing courage, and just keep running forward.
whoever was in my dream prior is now in my dream to say, go lady, spread the word. You have the courage, you have the grace, and you have the support.
So let's go.
Let's go. Do you have a story to share? I'd love to hear from you. Please visit loricorken.com. There you will find more stories like the one you heard today with our series, The Power of a Voice.